Welcome to the lecture Parts of Speech. We are now in part 2, and I've called that the detail guides. This is Margaret Students, and I'll be taking you through these parts of speech. In part 1, we identified exactly what the parts of speech are, but let me give you a refresher. When we talk about parts of speech, we're talking about the different types of words in a sentence as they are labeled according to their functions. And every function in the sentence, those 8 different general categories, and they have some subcategories, all provide important cogs in the machine that makes the sentence work. We've already looked at the noun, the verb, and the pronoun. Those are what I call the biggies. We're going to now look at some other parts of speech that are important in their own rights, but what they do is fill in the elements of a sentence that make it more understandable and easier to follow. The first one of these fine-tuning, if you will, functions is the conjunction. Conjunctions are words that connect things. At the bottom of your screen you'll see that I've got, think about the clasp of a necklace or a trailer hitch. Those are items that link something. That's what their jobs are to do, to connect two things. That's what the job of a conjunction is, to connect words, phrases, and clauses. And you see the examples that we have here. We've got 2 words, Bill and Eva. We've got 2 phrases, which just means groups of words, up the tree and under the leaves. And we've got 2 clauses. Bill closed his eyes and he dreamed a happy dream. All of these different things are connected by the word and. So we see the variety of help conjunctions can provide in a sentence in terms of connecting. So we know the function of a conjunction is to connect something. Let's get into a little bit more detail. The main types of conjunctions are those coordinating conjunctions. I should say the main type. These conjunctions connect words, phrases, and clauses, all 3, just like I showed you. And these can be easily remembered through the acronym FANBOYS. These 7 coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. You really need to memorize these. They're very important. We have another group of conjunctions that are important as well. These are the subordinating conjunctions. Whereas a coordinating conjunction can be found between the 2 items it's linking, like 2 words, 2 phrases, 2 clauses, subordinating conjunctions are always found at the beginning of one of the items being connected. So we see here in the example, I've got the word because. It's on our list of subordinating conjunctions right there. It's at the beginning of a clause. It's not in between. However, if we start at the beginning of another clause and it's located later in the sentence, it might just by happenstance be between the 2 clauses. But what you need to remember is these guys always start off a subordinating clause. Now you don't know what a subordinating clause is yet, or a dependent clause, what that is yet. You will find out, and I just want you to have had a chance to see these words and know that they're connecting words. They're conjunctions. The next 3 parts of speech that we'll review fit in one family, and that is modifier. Adjectives is the first of these groups, and the adjective is a word that modifies nouns. That's what it is. That's its definition, and that's what it does. It modifies nouns. We have several here on the page: beautiful girl, mean teacher, wonderful father, fun game. These are powerful words, and let me tell you why they're called modifiers. They change the meaning. Listen to what happens if I change each of these. If I say ugly girl, the meaning is completely changed. If I say sweet teacher, the meaning is completely changed. If I say abusive father, the meaning is changed. And if you say terrible game, again, the meaning is changed. So adjectives have great power. We can recognize adjectives in 3 ways. One, simply by knowing also recognize adjectives by looking for their location. Generally, adjectives are found in front of nouns. We do have some exceptions to that, and I'll talk to you about that in another PowerPoint, but generally in front of nouns, and we can find them after state of being verbs. And I've got two examples here. Pretty girl, the girl is pretty. The primary way we recognize adjectives is through the questions they answer. Which one, what kind, how many. Adverbs, another kind of modifier, but they are different from adjectives in primarily what they do, and they modify verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, not nouns. We recognize adverbs in the same manner that we recognize adjectives. First, by its function. An adverb, we know, modifies verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. We can recognize adverbs by location. We find a lot of adverbs right smack in the middle of a group of verbs. You know, I told you that verbs run in packs. Well, we can stick adverbs in there with them, in front of them, after them. We also find adverbs in front of adjectives and in front of adverbs. And again, most powerfully, adverbs can be recognized by the questions they answer, and they answer how, why, where, and when, and finally, to what degree or extent. Prepositions give students fits all the time, but I'm going to help make them a little clearer to you. First, if we just talk about the preposition itself, the word preposition, a preposition gives clarification in regards to location and time and place. So they're locational words. But what they do in terms of their function is that they work with nouns. You could say as a team or a unit to create phrases. So they pair up with nouns to create prepositional phrases. Now what do prepositional phrases do? They substitute, get this, it's just like pronouns. They substitute for adjectives, adverbs, and sometimes nouns. So here we have a group of words doing the job of one type of word. So here's something new for you. Groups of words that work like one word. That's what prepositional phrases do. And they substitute for adjectives, adverbs, very rarely nouns. Look at how many common prepositions we have. There's a ton of them. And I think it would be very hard to memorize these, but you can recognize them because they're locational words. They allude to location in time and place. So that can help you identify prepositions. Now I told you that prepositions work with nouns to create prepositional phrases. Here's what they look like. A prepositional phrase always starts with a preposition, and it always ends with a noun or a noun substitute. Sometimes, you see I have modifier here, sometimes between the preposition and the noun we might have a modifier, or a type of modifier is a noun marker, a, an, or the, and I've got some of these words down here. So we might add an extra word or two in a prepositional phrase, but the phrase is bookended by the preposition, like we have here, and the noun. So we have in the house, under the bed. Here's one where we have the preposition and a noun substitute. To me, inside the smelly closet, beyond words. But you can see how they're made up. The last of the 8 parts of speech is the interjection. Interjections are words that show strong emotion or feeling, and they're the only single words really that we can use to make complete thoughts, that we can punctuate and capitalize like a sentence. And here are some examples. Hooray, yeah, wow, and ugh. All of these convey complete thoughts, and you'll notice they end in exclamation points. This ends our overview of the 8 parts of speech. We have now added connecting words, modifying words, and words that show strong emotion. Good luck with your sentences and understanding the 8 parts of speech.